Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, coming back at you. Another offering of my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler platter video series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink the stuff, then I talk about the stuff, folks. I'm going to go over there. You don't even know if you've clicked onto this and you're not, if you're a new viewer, first of all, thank you. Secondly, you don't know the level of yammering you are about to step into, okay? Now, don't click off just yet. Sometimes I'm a little bit funny. Not that funny, but like maybe a tiny bit. And like maybe you'll get a little bit of a chuckle. Plus there's like some positive messages at the end. There's a Peter Can Thunderbolt poster back there. There's a crappy old ladder off to the side. I'm over there. I'm wearing a cool shirt. Wild Arms 2 shirt. Okay? Where else on the internet are you going to get that level of content? Okay? You're not. Only here. Only from this show. Okay? I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try some stuff. I'm going to talk about it. You better pay attention. Okay? And while I'm doing it, I'm wearing this cool bracelet here. Okay? It's done by a friend of mine, a guy named China McCoy. He's an actor, a martial artist. He was in The Matrix. Super cool guy. If you happen to be interested, he isn't paying me to say this. I just like the guy a lot, and I like the thing. If you happen to be interested. That's really what the show's for, folks. Just me plugging stuff that my friends made. You know, I'd be totally willing to do that, by the way. Like, 100%. I love... I try... Here comes the yammering. I try not only to use this as a forum for products, but, you know, in my own little way. To go over there and, you know, toss out a little bit of a boost to some of the things that I enjoy. Not much. I doubt anybody who goes over there, you know, sees my videos. Who the fuck is Stellar Circuits? They're a cool band out of North Carolina, and you should be listening to them. But I don't think too many people are going to pick up Wild Arms 2 because I said to, but you should. You should. But what you might be interested in, what you're really here for, is boom! This is the thing that I'm going to try. It is Bwell. It's B, and then there's a thing. Be well, live well, drink Bwell. Okay. It's a bird's nest beverage. Okay, it's that's some Thai. The only thing I know is ong. I know ong because of the movie Ong Bak. That's where I know like the few words in Thai that I know. Not many. Actually, when I was in my like early 20s and I was like really, really into that, I did actually want to go over there and try to learn Thai. It's just like a super complicated language. And mind you, I just suck anyway at languages. I'm pretty good at English. I've got that going for me. But I don't have an ear for languages. But hopefully I have a palate for bird's nest drink. It's apparently honey flavored. It's a product of Thailand from Eastland Food Corporation. Apparently they can get a cash refund in California. Plus several other states that I don't live in. Let's see. Bird's Nest with honey drink is made from pure Thai bird's nest. Advanced sterilization and retort technologies ensure both hygiene and maximum quality. Suitable for modern healthy lifestyle. 100% no chemicals, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors, 100% hand selected. Ingredients: water, rock sugar, honey, dried bird's nest. Okay, now if you're not familiar, as I wasn't when I bought this, they're not being, like, cute by calling it bird's nest. Like, oh, it's a... No, I guess in actuality, and this kind of surprised me because not that this might be a thing, because, like, different cultures, different stuff, but, like, I really enjoy Asian culture. Like, I'm definitely one of, like, those white guys. Like, you know, I grew up watching a lot of anime. Samurai stuff is really cool. I love Thai culture. I love all that stuff. So, like, I'd heard of the bird net stuff, but, like, I thought, like, okay, yeah, it's just, you know, like, their term for it. And it's like, no, apparently, like, it's a real thing where, like, there are people who go over there and search out actual birds' nests, and they go over there and, like, grind it up and use it in food and drinks and stuff. It sounds weird, and I'm a little bit afraid of it. But would it be the weirdest thing I've had on the drink? Or on the show? I had the green jelly drink. That was pretty interesting. Uh, man. I had the century egg. Oh man, century egg. Yeah, go watch that video. It was an Easter special. That was a thing. So I'm hoping that I'll like this. It's got stuff in it. I did check, by the way, too, to make sure that it was still good, because like with a lot of the videos I'm going to be doing this particular batch, I got this from an international fresh market, which is mostly an Asian fresh market, which works for me. And yeah, I picked it up, and like it's been in my fridge for a little bit. So I was like, but I looked at it. It's like, no, it's still good for a while. Apparently, bird's nest doesn't spoil. Whew, I'm a little bit tentative about this one. I love trying new things. That's why I do the show. But you know, although I will say, because like I looked, typically I just go in completely blind. On this one, I did look stuff up just because I wanted to find out about like the bird's nest aspect of it, and I saw one thing that was just like, it's not actually as weird as it's like, you know, so we'll see how it goes. There we go. I'm not completely weak and useless yet. Damn you, ravages of time. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit stuffed up today. Mind you, I say it today, all the time. All the time. At a certain point in my life, my nostrils just turned against me. They were just like, nope, we're never going to function properly ever again. You're either going to get one of us and the other one's not going to work, or half of both of us. Just imagine how good I'd be at this if I could fucking smell the way I'm supposed to smell. I mean, if there is a smell, it has to be pretty light. Because, like, even being stuffed up, like, I can still smell, you know, strong smells. So, I can still taste stuff well. Let's try it out. Okay. Well, Asian cultures and they're oddly textured drinks. That's like very much a thing. Like I said, I had a green jelly drink. I think it was maybe from like Singapore or something like that. Bubble tea, which I did a Dunkin' Donuts bubble tea recently. Go watch that video. They really like putting stuff in their drink, adding texture to it. And to be fair, sometimes I think it works out really well. Like I love bubble tea; it's fantastic. The green jelly stuff was a little odd, but I went with it. And to be fair, you know, European and like Western cultures, we do stupid shit too. I remember one time, mind you, I'm not calling it stupid, just, you know. I mean, I did inadvertently, but I remember years back when I was in my 20s, I went to, I think it was still a white hen at that point in time. It shows how long ago it was. And I got some water with aloe vera in it. And I was like, I'll give it a shot. I like trying things. That was some gnarly stuff, man. It wasn't good. It wasn't a fan. This, however, I can kind of go with. I would agree with like the sentiment that I saw when I was looking stuff up, where like I said, the one guy was like, yeah, it's more like the ingredients are a lot more interesting than like what the actual taste is. I would agree with that. It kind of tastes like a honey tea, just less tea, more honey, and then there's like sort of weird, kind of like a slightly more solid phlegmy texture floating in it. Yeah, I mean, for what it is in terms of like the flavor, it's not bad actually. It tastes pretty good. I enjoy the honey aspect of it. I do appreciate the fact that it's, you know, just a few ingredients. So you can kind of actually taste the ingredients. I mean, it says rock sugar. It's relatively sweet. It's not overly sweet, but if you think like, not as sweet as like a sweet tea, like a proper sweet tea, but about as sweet as like a tea that's been sweetened, if that makes any sense. And as for like the other aspect of it, like I don't know if the stuff floating inside is supposed to be the bird's nest aspect of it. I don't know about any healthy benefits or anything like that. Like I always try to emphasize that stuff. Please do your own research. I'm clearly not a doctor. If they ever go over there and hand out doctorates for, wearing Wild Arm 2 shirts, I'm in the door, folks. First one, okay? I will be all about that. And I will be that douchebag guy who just demands that people call me Dr. Not even Dr. Wenzel, Dr. Brandon. That's what I'm going by. Maybe Dr. B, if we're on that level. But yeah, the bird's nest aspect of it, again, if that's what it is, I can't say that is my favorite texture I've ever had in drink, but by that same token, it's definitely not the worst. Like, I probably prefer it to, like, the green jelly stuff that I had. And I didn't even mind that. I thought it was fine. It was just kind of weird. And that's kind of where it comes with this. Like, it's just, the thought of it is more, not, what's a good word to put it? It's more like evocative of like caution, I guess. That's such a piss poor way. I'm like trying to think of a good word, but it's more your imagination that kind of leads to it. Like, because I know like going in, like I was worried it was going to be like slimy and like weird, and like it's really not. Like it's just, even though I kind of refer to it as being like sort of somewhat phlegmy, it's not like phlegmy really. It's just, it's kind of, just like has like sort of this sweet sort of stringy texture, kind of bits floating in it. And you eat them, they don't linger, they dissolve really quickly. So like really they're not anything that's going to really, bug you too much. It's just a thing of, for me, obviously this being my first time drinking it, it is a little bit unusual, but it's, like, I could also see this being a thing where, like, if for some reason I ended up with, like, a crate of these things, and I was like, well, I guess I'm drinking this for the next few years, I could 100% get accustomed to this really quickly, because ultimately it does still taste good, and like I said, the texture aspect of it is not so intrusive that it really hurts the overall experience. It's just a thing in my head where, like, for a second or so, my brain is like, this doesn't feel right. Like, there shouldn't be something in the thing that I'm about to drink. But then it tastes okay, and then the stuff that's in the drink dissolves pretty quickly. And my brain's like, oh, okay, I guess what the hell ever. Do whatever the hell you're going to do. You're going to do it anyway. That's right, brain. I'm going to do what I need to do. But yeah, overall, it's actually, I mean, like I said, it tastes good. The texture is a little bit odd, but it's not, like, horrible or anything like that. It's perfectly drinkable. And maybe there's some health benefits to it. I don't know. Now, that all said, would I recommend it? If you're a little bit adventurous, sure, 100%. If you fall in a similar category to myself in that regard, I imagine you're not wearing a Wild Arms 2 shirt while you're doing it, but if you are, I mean, hey, let's start up a fan club or some shit. Wild Arms 2 is a badass game. But yeah, it's not something I would recommend to everybody. Because, like I said, the taste is good, and I don't think that the texture is actually all that bad. But I do know that there are a lot of people out there who are, like, more sensitive about that stuff than I am. And I could see them taking issue with it. Like, just specifically the texture aspect. But if you're somebody who, you like trying this stuff and everything like that, yeah, go ahead. Because, I mean, I don't think it's going to go over there and knock your socks off or anything like that. But it does taste good. And at the end of the day, that's all it needs to do. Like, it doesn't need to be super wacky or anything like that. It can just be a good tasting drink that has some shit floating in it. And that's what it is. So, that's my take on things, folks. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. 5 things before I do. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. If you could go over there and have yourselves a truly, Honey flavor-tastic rest of your life, folks. Honey's good. It pretty much doesn't expire. It's like antibacterial. I mean, realistically, at any given point in time, we should be slathered in the stuff, okay? I mean, I am talking just copious amounts, dripping everywhere we go. The heating and refrigeration we would need to continue to exist as this, mating would be incredibly weird. You know, I mean, how would that work? It wouldn't realistically, but for the benefits and such. Final two things before I get out of here, folks. Number one, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But you do if you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time, folks. Here's what you do. You try not to be an asshole. Okay, you're not always going to succeed. All right? It's just not going to happen. All right, I went over there when I was doing this review. I slipped up a little bit. Might have inadvertently offended some folks who enjoy this drink, you know, especially if it's from their culture. And if I did so, I apologize. That was not my intention. I don't want to be an asshole. Mitigate the level of assholishness in my life when I can. But I can't all the time. Still a human being. Haven't quite worked out the mechanics to go over there. I was going to say go over there and like put my brain in a robotic body. We'll see how that goes. There might be some things in the pipeline. But anyway, mitigate the level of assholishness in your life. Robot body or not. Even if, you had a robot body, you could very well be unstoppable and rule with your, actual iron fists. Just saying. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to make the drink out of some other thing, like the Beaver's Den. I mean, think about it, right? Like, you could go over there, you could grind up a Beaver's Den. I don't think the beaver would appreciate it. But, you can go over there, grind that shit up, and I mean, think about, it takes like a lot of bird's nests to make like one drink. And you go over there, Beaver's Den, like, think of all the 24 packs you can make. Don't grind up beaver's dens. They wouldn't like it. And they're beavers. They're just living their lives. They're beaver lives. Don't do that. Instead, do something like way more, like socially and, economically friendly and stuff like that. Like, what's the thing that people do that's like good for the world, right? Go over there and like start up like a community recycling thing or something. That's a thing, right? My neighborhood apparently has an app that we can all go over there and get together and chat with. They went over there and sent me a thing in the mail. No thanks. Nothing against y'all. I'm sure y'all are very fine people, but I enjoy just chilling the fuck by myself. We can communicate when you go over there and get out in the city about me not mowing my lawn enough. Bye.